I've been feeling a lot lately like I'm breaking out of Shawshank. Because on one hand, I am free, and on the other, I am going through some shit. Now see, I'm up front like everything's alright, with a tattooed smile that I wear across my face at brief moments of social interaction. But behind closed doors, or at bottle bottoms, or on the beach bluff benches, well, that's where it all pours out. You see, it all pours out like water from a spout, and I swear my God saved me right before I drowned. See, like my favorite poet, Gemini, I was approached one day at a moment of great despair by an angel holding a blue pen in the shape of a hypodermic needle. And I was injected with the same passion and purpose that drove Tennyson, Emerson, Dickinson, and Stevenson, Frost, Williams, Kerouac, Hughes, Angelo, Jacob, Cole, Lauren, Graham Smith, and Junior Poe, and Francisco, and so I got a pen now. And it equates to my version of Excalibur. See, cut my wrist, I'm just going to bleed blue ink across the page, so if my pen runs out of fluid, I just siphon from my veins. I use poetry as my own form of therapy, because no matter how much you question me from behind a clipboard, this gives me a hell of a lot more clarity. See, I call the pen Freud, the paper's more Siddhartha, but when the two both come together, it's like a psychoanalytical nirvana. I'm trying to become a legacy in this new poetic bloodline, but everyone just tells me it's going to take a little bit of time. Well, see, trapped inside mental eternities, I'm blinded by obscurity, I'm blindfolded by uncertainties, and I'm drowned by the own depth of fear of my own insecurity. But time heals all, as one told oh so assuringly. Certainly, my savior must be time. Well, that's what worries me. Because see, now time heals all, but to heal, that means I'm stopping, and I'm never known for halt and wait and block and dropping or pausing. I'd rather fast forward, or maybe even be reminded, because after all, we're calling memories, that's really all rewind is. So I prepackaged the question. I'm going to present it right now to y'all in the present in the hopes that y'all might think about it tomorrow. What would you do if you had more time? Because, time tells all, but right now it's mighty silent. And my time sure flies, but I've never met the pilot. There's first time, last time, worst time, half time, overtime, game time, break time. You can even make time anytime, sometimes. And if you know anything about me, I'm often fond of saying one time. See, ticking clocks tempting times as they tick-tock. Tick-tock. And whether it's the best of times, the worst of times, time keeps on slipping into the future. It's just tick-tock. Tick-tock. And I hate it, because ticks try and suck the life out of me, and they're known for spreading time disease. And talks nowadays are rarely genuine enough to even maintain a second of my attention, and I'm attention deficit. So if I'm ever focused, you better believe it's relevant. If you could have a moment, how would you best relish it? Would you choose to be ignorant, or would you want to be intelligent? Would you go back and take away the facts you wish you didn't know? Or maybe react differently to situations and learn a little bit more? If you could trap time in a thermos or a glass, would you relive a memory or make a brand new one in the past? I mean, maybe you'd want to go talk to Gandhi. Because God knows he could probably give you some peace of mind with the shit that's going on in your life. Or maybe you'd want to hear Dr. King preach. From the Ewell marble steps of the Lincoln Memorial as the August heat beat down across you and the other 200,000 gathered around the reflecting pool, and as a casual time traveler, you would laugh and take notice of the irony of the word reflecting. And maybe his words would inspire you to bring change when he says, No, we're not satisfied. We will not be satisfied until justice rolls down like waters and righteousness like a mighty stream. Or maybe just to hear him mention black men, white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, and somewhere in the back I'd yell out, "And Asians!" Just to feel like I'm a little bit more included. See, I've concluded I'd love to see the world pre-industrialization and pre-imperialism. And I'm not talking to necessarily run around with Sacagawea and Pocahontas, but just to see this world for the natural beauty that I so take for granted every day. But see, now seconds turn to minutes into hours, into days, into weeks, into months, into years, into decades. And I would sacrifice 10 years of my life if I could just go back. Open up that jar that contained the radiant firefly buzzing around that was time, and just have 1 minute to tell my grandfather that I loved him. Because by the time I was even old enough or competent enough to even know what that meant, to know everything that he did for me, he was already part of the past. See, I wish I could freeze time like a photograph, even just for like that 1 minute so I could have that moment back. But it seems like so much with time, we're so eager for our future, we're so caught up in the past, we miss the gift of the present laid out before us. So maybe when it comes down to it, we should just press pause. But then there's those double arrows pointing nonchalantly to the right? That are often too tempting to resist. I mean, if you could fast forward and weigh the outcomes of decisions and know lottery digits and know whether or not the trials and tribulations you persevere through on a daily basis are really worth it or not for tomorrow, wouldn't you want to know? I mean, nah, I really wouldn't. Because see, I believe that a life without risk, that's a boring life at best. And Although I have the tendency to do things unintentionally, I keep faith in my heart and I overcome fear mentally. Because those who make it by struggling make it the best. Will I become a poet? Will I make it as a rapper? What's on my next page? What's the title of my next chapter? I really don't know, but I know I'm getting closer. I'm not quitting till I'm finished, so I'm in it till it's over. So I prepackaged the question. I'm going to present it in the present in the hopes that y'all might think about it tomorrow. What are you going to do? Because we're all running out of time.